We've seen the best of what LG has to offer in their OLED series with the E9. Now let's take a look at one of their top-end Nanocell TVs. Hi, I'm Carl with Apt, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the SM9000 series. This line is replacing last year's SK9000 and gets the updated Alpha 7 Gen 2 processor and better inputs. As you can see, the bezel maintains a slim profile and doesn't distract from the picture at all, and the pedestal is a simple curved design that attaches to the middle of the TV on the back. I like that it isn't the two-footed style, but it's still pretty wide at 32 3/4 inches on the 65-inch model, which can make it a little more difficult to fit onto a narrower stand. The inputs are where you're going to get some nice updates. Now you get 4 high bandwidth Hdmi 2.1s, which is great for a bunch of reasons. On the audio side of things, it means that you get an eARC that can pass uncompressed audio like Dolby Atmos for a much better listening experience, plus lip sync correction, so you don't have to worry about a delay between the picture and the audio when you're using a receiver or a soundbar. There's also several benefits for your picture. These can handle 4K or 1080p up to 120 Hz. Gamers can take advantage of variable refresh rates, specifically 45 to 120 Hz on this series. You get auto low latency mode, and they can handle dynamic metadata, which is going to be great for people watching Dolby Vision HDR content. The rest of the inputs are the same. There's a USB on the back and 2 on the side, a composite input, RS-232C, antenna, Ethernet, along with optical audio out, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Now let's take a closer look at the picture. And this is where that Gen 2 processor really comes in handy. To start off, LG's improved noise reduction. On the Gen 1, you got a single-step temporal noise reduction and decontouring. The Gen 2 gives you 2 steps for each. It helps out a lot in darker scenes and with footage that might not have been shot in the best lighting conditions. It also includes their dynamic advanced color enhancer and an object-based depth enhancer to improve color and depth of the objects on the screen. I'm not sure I noticed a ton of difference in the depth, but I'm definitely happier with the colors. They were good right out of the box, where the SK9000 was pretty oversaturated. There's also several preset calibrations to choose from for different types of content. Now, my favorites for non-HDR viewing were the ISF calibrated settings for dark and light rooms, depending obviously on the room lighting. And I know not everyone's going to have the same tastes, but for anyone wanting what I consider the best looking solution on non-HDR content without having to do a full calibration, those are my recommendations. The Gen 2 processor also takes advantage of LG's AI picture with deep learning database. It's able to recognize objects on the screen and adapt the colors and brightness to that specific thing based on a huge database of information. So the TV basically draws from this pool of info to make sure things look like they should. Another aspect that's enhanced because of those updates to the processor is the contrast, especially with local dimming turned on. We were seeing really deep black levels and good brightness in the light areas, but the overall picture, to me at least, it didn't seem super consistent while it was on at any of the levels. When I turned it off, things got a little duller on the screen, but the picture seemed more uniform. In the end, I actually preferred the picture with local dimming turned off, but you'll want to test it out between the different stages to see which one you like the best. The operating system is another aspect of the TV I really liked, and LG made some minor tweaks here which improved the interface to be even easier to use. For example, if you hover over Netflix, it brings up content that you were previously watching so you can jump back into it way more quickly. WebOS has always been my favorite, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. And having the Magic Remote makes it even better. It understood my voice commands easily, and you can do more things within the menus. Things like setting a timer, changing an input, or adjusting picture settings. Plus, it works with Google Assistant, and with a future update, it'll also work with Alexa without having to add any other parts. Although, by the time you're watching this, it may have already gotten that update. LG made some great steps in the picture quality with that Gen 2 processor, and if you're planning on using the smart features, you'll have a hard time finding a TV that's better for the cost. What do you think? Is this a TV you'd add to your home theater? Make sure to let us know in the comments. As always, we appreciate you checking out our video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want updates when we post new content, make sure to subscribe. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.